Welcome back, everybody, to another episode of Candidly Coffee.
We're back.
Happy Monday.
Yep.
And we are back.
Hope everyone had a great weekend.
Yes. It was a nice sunny weekend.
Yeah, it's good weather.
Yeah. Can you hear okay?
Sun's out all right today. Sunny blue skies finally. All the cloud is gone. The gray.
But it's still not a very warm
Nah, it's
April
cold.
for
It's still
California.
cold a little
Not
bit.
at all. So we had, last time we left you guys, you guys heard our last episode on Friday, but we recorded that episode on Wednesday. So since then, we celebrated my dad's birthday on Thursday, April 13th. And that was really nice.
83.
That was really nice. He was in a good spirits and all the family came and he was just in a really good mood. I mean, there was no telling if he was going to be in a good mood or like in the kind of mood that says like, why are you guys celebrating?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. What's there to celebrate, right? Could have been negative.
You just don't know what you're going to get. Like, it's really like, you don't know. You don't know. But it was really good. He was in good spirits. I'll pop up some pictures from the day. Didn't you find him to be in a good mood?
Yes. He looked happy.
I
see all you guys, family,
feel
grandkids.
like he was so, like, he felt like he won because nobody thought he would make it to his birthday. Like, doctors didn't think he'd be alive by now. Like, they thought he would be either so much worse than he is right now or not here.
Or not here.
He didn't even think so. I remember hearing him on the phone in December talking to relatives and stuff saying, yeah, I don't think I'll be here for my birthday. Because they'd be like, oh, I want to, maybe I'll come see you for your birthday. And he'd be like, oh, don't wait for that, you know?
Yeah.
So
exactly.
I know it was kind of like he felt like like he won something, I think, which is pretty cool.
Hey, he's fighting. He's not giving up, He's not tapping out.
No, he's not.
He's enjoying life. His last, what he has left.
Yeah. And luckily, because things turned around in terms of that, like he does have pockets of joy, which is early on in this process of the grieving process and his sickness, he literally had no joy.
No.
And that's what I was struggling with him so much was like getting him to find joy. We are on this kick. My brother got him watching Karate Kid, like the Karate Kid series.
Yeah.
And he watched all the movies. I used to love those when I was young. So I'm like, yes, let's watch something that like we all like. And then we moved on to the Cobra Kai series on Netflix.
Yeah.
And he's probably going to finish it today with my brother because my brother goes there on Sundays. But we finished up season 4 yesterday. So we watched like half of season 4 last night. We binged it. And it was really good.
Yeah.
I really liked it.
Mm-hmm.
Did you see any of the Cobra Kais?
I did. I didn't finish it all, but I watched a big chunk of it.
Yeah, I don't know why, but I had stopped watching after season 3 and it's so good. Like it's just very nostalgic. They did a really good job with that series. And
How many
I know
seasons
that
are in right now?
there's 5 that are out. So I am 1 season behind. I know my dad's he's going to probably finish it today, but he'll watch it again with me because he always does better when he watches something a second time through. Like he understands it more.
Grasps better.
Yeah. But he is probably going to finish watching it today. So I was trying to rack my brain, like, what could we get him to watch next? You suggested the Rambo movies.
Yeah. Yeah.
I know he watched the Rocky movies already.
Good old Rocky. Classics.
But it's nice, though, because he thoroughly enjoys it. Like, last night when I was watching with him and he was like all excited, his little headphones on, and he gives us commentary throughout the whole thing. I looked at him and I thought, wow, right now in this moment, he is not thinking about the fact that he's sick.
Yeah, that's important.
It's like an escape.
Of course.
I remember saying that. Do you remember when I was dealing with my mom's death that I would say, I just want to watch some mindless TV?
Yes.
I would want to put something on that wasn't emotional, that was funny, that was lighthearted, like just mindless because you fall into the show and then you forget about your problems.
Yeah.
And that's what I
true.
feel like is happening with him.
Does he like the Godfather? Because this is like a good series of Godfather movies too.
I wonder if that's too intense. And then I'm also a little careful because I don't want him to watch anything that has to do with someone dying or like someone very ill, like no triggers. So I have to think about whatever we watch to make sure it doesn't have triggers. Because unfortunately, it was we happened to watch the Hoarders show because he likes that show, Hoarders. And this particular episode, this was a couple weeks ago, had like this man had lost his wife to cancer, and she was in hospice in the home, and they talked about it. They showed pictures and flashbacks. I'm like, yeah, let's change this.
Yeah.
This is not what we should be watching.
I know, right?
So we have to be a little
mindful.
Careful,
mindful.
So I don't know. I'll have to figure it out. Maybe Danny will come up with something because he's there. He is there now, but I don't know. It feels weird even on days because usually like I'm there so much throughout the day that like when today my brother's going to be there from like 1 to 7. It almost feels weird. Like, wow, I don't have to be there, but it feels weird. Like I should be.
Yeah, I bet. Because you're there every day. It's used to it.
Yeah, it's
your routine.
It's weird, and that's what scares me about like my going forward. Like, how am I going to get used to that? Like when things change, you know?
Yeah.
I'm going to feel like there's this big gaping hole in my life.
Mm-hmm. Empty spot.
Ugh.
Yeah. This is what life doesn't prepare you for.
No, it's awful.
There's no training. There's no guide to your emotions. There's nothing. You deal with it as it comes.
Yeah, and it's weird because right now my mood is like I have moments where I'm fine, but I have moments of funk. The only way I can describe it is I go into a funk.
Yeah.
Like I just have like this feeling in my chest that I can't like get rid of. It's like a constant feeling and I forget why it's there sometimes. And I go, why do I feel this way? And then I remember, oh yeah.
Yeah.
And then like sometimes it'll make me reflect on like all the other sad things. Like I'll think about my mom and then I'll think about Karma and Diesel. And I just finished blow drying my hair, and it's always when I'm blow drying my hair where I just like fall deep into thought about like everything, and it's like, oh god, it's kind of maybe I should stop blow drying my hair.
That's tough.
Okay, I don't have coffee because it's the afternoon, but I do have a hot coffee topic.
What's the topic?
So, for those of you who don't know, we may have touched upon it in a few episodes ago, but there was an executive he was the creator of Cash App, and he's an executive for a cryptocurrency company in the San Francisco Bay Area that was stabbed to death.
Yeah.
In kind of like a nice neighborhood in San Francisco. So there was a murder investigation on his death, and they have arrested a suspect.
Yes.
There was a lot of speculation. Like at first they were like, oh, crime in San Francisco is getting so bad.
They try to blame it on the homeless possibly.
Yeah, but this was not a crime of the streets. No. And then there's people who are saying it's like conspiracy because it's like crypto.
Yeah.
Maybe some sort of
some
government
other crypto people have died.
Thing.
Yes. So they lumped into that,
you guys.
Nope.
The suspect that they arrested is actually the head of another tech company. It's another like internet guy.
I called it.
But it is unrelated to business. It's unrelated to business.
I thought it was like my guess, and I was telling your son this because everybody had their thoughts of what it is. I said it's either an angry investor that got burned, or maybe a consultant, something within that company or around his business.
It's not business related. This is the crazy part. My jaw dropped when I did a little digging on who this guy was. So this guy, on the night in question, the executive that was murdered, he was hanging out at a house. Apparently, he was hanging out with this woman.
Yes.
And this woman is a married woman, but supposedly her marriage is in turmoil, but she is married.
Okay.
And her brother was upset. Her brother was upset that he was hanging out with her. I don't know, and this is alleged. This is read on several news websites, but this is all alleged. Nothing is proven. Speculation at this point. But from what I gather, her brother was not happy that they were together. It was late night. He's like, what are you doing with my sister? She was originally going to leave with the Cash App guy to a hotel, but did not. And he left her there, like kind of like a house party kind of thing.
Yeah.
He left her there, and then he went, and there's a witness corroborating this, that then the brother called him and said, hey, I know you were with my sister tonight. Did you give her any drugs? Was she on drugs? Was she on something? And they had a conversation about that. The Cash App guy denied it. He ended up going back to where the sister was. My assumption, and I am just guessing, is the sister was maybe G'd out or something.
Yeah. Gotcha.
Something was up with her where he's like, you get over here. My sister's effed up.
Yeah.
We got to deal with this. And so he did go back to the party. It was in the Millennial building, I think, the apartment building.
Okay.
You know, that Millennial, like fancy penthouse.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
And then he was seen on camera leaving the building with this brother, getting into a car with this guy.
Yeah.
And then the brother drives him somewhere. They get out of the car and he stabs him to death and leaves him there. He stabs him with a kitchen knife.
That's crazy. So he drove him.
Yeah. So I don't know if maybe, let's go look for the guy who gave her these drugs. I don't know, but he got that guy and he had intentions to do something because he grabbed a kitchen knife with him and he got the Cash App executive in the car, and then he pulled over. They got out of the car and he stabbed him and left him there.
Damn.
Okay. This is where my jaw dropped. Okay.
It just does. It's weird though.
It's a weird
story.
Right.
Don't add up.
But
beat his ass. I get it, but
the
stab him to
woman
death?
is married to a prominent plastic surgeon in San Francisco. Do you recognize the name Dr. Dino? That was who I went and had my consult with.
No way.
For my nose job.
What?
Yes, and she was in the office. The wife. I remember seeing like
my
photos, and he has this beautiful office in San Francisco. I thought, man, this person lives the life. They have little kids.
Wow.
She
dude.
is the wife of the plastic surgeon that I had a consult with, that I had scheduled a nose job with, but I didn't actually go through with it.
Yeah.
So I've seen this woman before.
The world can't be small enough.
The world can't be smaller.
It's just crazy.
And so now they're kind of entangled, this plastic surgeon, his wife, and she was in court at the arraignment of the brother.
Yeah.
She was there.
Uh-huh.
And she was there with the doctor, with the plastic surgeon. They were both there in court while the brother was arraigned.
Man.
But
brother's about to go do a nice bid and stay in prison.
Right.
Hope it was worth it.
Like, what happened? I want to follow. This is going to be a trial I want to follow.
It's got to be deeper. It doesn't add up. Okay.
So a lot of the information is coming from, there was somebody with the Cash App guy when he got the phone call from the brother. So she's the one who gave the statement of what that phone call was about. Mm-hmm. He's accusing him of, was my sister doing any kind of drugs or whatever? And there was insinuation that there was some involvement there between the two, because she was supposed to go to a hotel room with him. Again, this is all alleged, but this is like right in our backyard. I literally saw this woman when I went to the really nice, remember it's like in Noe Valley, or really beautiful
no, it was downtown San Francisco.
Beautiful plastic surgeon's office.
Yeah.
And I remember taking note, and I'll put up pictures because I'll pull up the Instagram. I remember taking note of like his family and seeing photos of her. And then I go, oh, she's in the office. That's her. His wife here. She must help out in the office.
Yeah.
I just remember making those connections. And they're involved in this crazy case. So that is the hot coffee.
Possibly that they've had an affair before.
I'm assuming that there's something,
deeper.
Yes. Mm-hmm. That there's going to be stuff that comes out. So I will.
It will come out in court.
Oh, yeah, it's going to come out for sure.
It's all going to come out.
So, this guy is a somebody. He's not he's the head of an internet company.
You just killed a celebrity.
But something, he went like mama bear on his sister. It kind of reminds me of like, think about like if something happened, okay, put yourself in the situation. Mm-hmm. Some well-to-do guy maybe like was partying with your sister and left her, and she was like on something. You'd be all, what the heck? And you found her. You'd be like, what the heck did you give my sister?
Yeah. I might lump him up, but to take his life, no.
I know.
That's extreme.
I don't know what we don't know. A lot of it is speculation, but that's what's been reported so far, and it'll be interesting. I definitely want to follow this story. So
I don't think, what's crazy about people who do that in a blind fit of rage? And you're talking to a guy who has a temper, or had. I'm a lot calmer these days due to my old age.
Yeah.
Anyways, I think about those things before I act. You know what I'm saying? Like I think about like, yo, if I take this dude's life, do I really want to be in the can for the rest of my life? Take his life. What does that solve? I beat him up. Okay, I can still get arrested and go to jail, but it's not going to be a very hefty sentence. You know what I'm saying?
One more, so that she even texted the wife here, the wife of the plastic surgeon, texted the Cash App guy saying, "Hey, I'm sorry about that.
Oh, they're more than friends. There it is.
I know he came down hard on you. Thank you for handling that with class," because he confronted him. You know. So, yeah, there's text messages, there's witnesses to the conversations, there's lots of corroborating evidence, so lots more to come on this little Bay Area
Hubby
Bay
might
Area
find
story
out. Hubby might find out as his
that
wife's been
I've
cheating.
come in contact with the woman before. I've been in this plastic surgeon's office. That is just too small of a world for me.
We just said that, right, the other day. Like, the world ain't big enough. We run into people. We've been out of town places and run into people we know.
It's weird.
Even in Mexico, we ran into people we knew.
No, what we were talking about was we actually met someone in Mexico.
Yes, we did.
And had fun or whatever. And then like 2 months later, you and I went to Los Angeles to a pool party and ran into the people that we met in Mexico.
Yes.
Like, what are the chances of that?
I know. It's weird sometimes. Like, the universe pulls you together. You don't understand why. You have to take note of that.
The world is huge. Like, we bumped into friends before in Miami, like on the other side of the USA.
Yes. Yep. Done that too.
You know, what are the chances of that when you don't know?
Same schedule, same time. We're there at the same.
Same hotel at the same time. The same.
It's weird sometimes. It's creepy and it's weird and it's like, damn.
There's got to be something to that. I feel like energies are connected.
I mean, obviously Vegas is a hop, skip, and a jump's not
That's
far.
a little different.
Plenty people are bumped into there from here. Back home, didn't know they were there. LA, even LA too. LA's not our area. I'm not from SoCal. I've bumped into people while I was in LA as well. Other people randomly, people that I know from the Bay. Yeah, I can't remember where it went, but
it happens more than you would think. Like that it should.
Oh, I know who I bumped into. A good friend was a good friend of mine. He lived here. He's from San Jose, dude. And some shopping, I believe, at Zara, checking some stuff out. You know, the Target right there, downtown LA. Anyways, he had moved on to LA, bumped into him. He's like, I didn't even live here no more. Had an apartment like a few blocks from us.
I
was like, that's hella cool. I didn't keep it. I should have kept in touch with him.
I do remember.
We were supposed to hang out with him. He invited some like bomb ass like sushi restaurant, like penthouse style downtown. We never got a chance to go out with them.
It's so weird. I remember also on that LA apartment.
Yeah.
I remember I used to follow. I still follow her actually. Her name is Makeup Shayla on Instagram.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
And she would post in her apartment like the view from her window and stuff like that. And I'm like, wait just a damn minute. I think I can see our apartment out of the view of her apartment.
Oh, I know.
So not only I had no idea that she lived anywhere near us, but her window, when she would show the outside, was literally a direct view to our apartment.
Yeah, it's
funny. That so weird?
Small world.
Like a small world. And then another girl that I followed on Instagram was our next door neighbor. I'm, oh my gosh. Remember Lacey K. Summers?
Oh,
she was she's like a.
I was talking to her one time out in the hall.
She had a boxer dog.
From Santa Cruz.
Yes, but she's big now. She's got like millions on YouTube.
Oh,
but
yeah. Mm-hmm.
She was like a Shreds girl back then or whatever.
Yes. She was
but I was like, it's such a small world.
What was the name of that apartment again?
That was the Watermark Tower in downtown LA.
Yep.
Now, I guess it was like Influencer Central or something.
Crazy.
Before influencers were really like
what they are now.
Yeah. Because this was quite a while ago. But you know what? It's just a small world. That's what I got to say about that. It's a very, very small world.
Yes, it is.
Okay, moving on. I want to talk about some common things about fat loss that you may or may not already know, but why not? Let's go over them. Common maybe misconceptions or things people believe, maybe a little debunking. All right. So, you know how people are always referring to my metabolism slow or my metabolism slowing down or, oh, just wait till you're 40, your metabolism slows down. Just wait till you're 50, your metabolism slows down.
Yes.
Doesn't actually slow down.
No?
No.
Fake news?
The only change in your actual BMR that happens based on age is slight and doesn't happen until you're in your 60s. It's usually a result of sarcopenia. So when you're older and you have muscle loss,
yes,
you have age-related muscle loss, and the loss in muscle results in a slight change in your basal metabolic rate, which is the amount of calories you burn at rest, and that, quote unquote, is the same thing as like a slower metabolism. It doesn't happen until you're in your 60s, and it doesn't have to happen if you continue to do resistance training.
Exactly.
So stop using that term. It's annoying. It's annoying to me when people say, "Oh, my metabolism is slow." It's like, really? What makes you think that?
Yeah. Did you test it? Did you put it on a
meter? It's
meter?
actually, unless you have hypothyroidism, your metabolism's not slow. It's your perception is that it's slow.
Yes.
But it's not the reality.
But I've heard that so many times too. So many times. People just throw that around.
Oh my gosh. Even my sister has always said, like, because she's 8 years older than me. So she'll be like, oh, just wait until you turn 40. And then, like, I turn 40. I'm like, okay, I'm 40. And, and then she's like, well, just wait till you turn 50. Your metabolism's going to get slow. It's a lot harder to keep the weight off. I'm like, well, I'm pretty close. I'm 47 now, so I guess we'll see.
Yeah, exactly. What's going to change?
So far,
what's going to change in the matter of a few years?
I gain weight when I eat too much.
Yes. Nothing's
changed, and I lose
changed,
weight
right?
when I eat little.
That's
less.
it. Nothing has changed,
Nothing
right?
has changed.
That's it. Eat too much, you gain weight. Eat a little less, you lose some weight.
I am always the one who's accountable when I put on weight. It is me, myself, and I. It is me eating one too many donuts.
Yes.
Going crazy on cheat weekends.
Why do people have a hard time, though, the psychology of admitting that? They can't admit their fuck-ups. I'm sorry to say, they can't admit their fuck-ups. Like, I fucked up, I ate too much. Just admit it.
Yeah, they don't want to just say, yeah, you know what, I just ate too much. They want to come up with, oh, I'm in menopause, or I'm getting older.
There you go. What else? Metabolism slowing down. Hypothyroid. What else? Come on, Cupcake. Name some more. They'll have like 10 excuses, won't blame themselves.
Yeah.
Point one finger at yourself in the mirror and 3 are pointing back at you. I'm just saying.
But it is false. I'm sorry. I'm going to burst your bubble right now.
Pop your balloon.
Your metabolism...
Sorry, you guys.
Did not slow down. Yeah. That's not why you gained weight, unless you're in your 60s and losing muscle. Mm-hmm. If you are 40s, 50s, your metabolism doesn't change. Your BMR remains based on your body mass. So it's based on your body mass. And if it gets lower, we'll get into that in a second, your body mass is actually shrinking.
Yep.
Your metabolism will get slower.
More of the story. Eat too much, you gain weight.
So
eat a lot less, you lose weight.
The next one is that cardio doesn't actually produce a lot of weight loss. People put way too much weight on cardio. Like, oh my gosh, I got to get my 30 minutes of cardio in today. And like they're going to do their 30 minutes of cardio every day.
Yep.
You're maybe burning like 75 calories in 30 minutes, 100 calories, depending on your size, right? If you're just doing like some treadmill, you're not burning that much. And what's on the machine is not what you're really burning. Don't even account for that. And you shouldn't even like try to make any adjustments based on how many calories you're burning throughout the day.
And if you enjoy walking or running, don't do it on the treadmill. Do it outside. It's much better for you. You'll burn more calories too, and it's better for you.
Yeah,
it's not a belt-driven system helping you move. You're actually moving your own kinetic chain.
You burn more. Yeah.
You burn more, yes.
Yeah.
That belt's helping you guys on the treadmill.
But it doesn't produce like a lot of weight loss. I think people just assume like, oh, I need to do a lot of cardio.
Nope.
I mean, yes, what it does is it increases your calorie burn.
Yes, overall calories.
But not by as much as you think. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's not going. People will usually piss away those calories that they burn because they're going to reward themselves for doing the exercise to begin with. Like, oh, well, I did my cardio today, so let me go ahead and have a bite of this. Yeah. Well, there went all the calories you burned during cardio, and that cardio really did no other benefit for you other than some cardiovascular. No. But in terms of weight loss, you just negated it.
I will say this about women these days in the gym though, is they've gotten smarter. They do cardio, but a lot are killing the weight game. They're out there just busting weights. And
they're
not
afraid. Now. They're less afraid. There's less stigma involved with women who lift weights.
Yes.
And because you're going to get, obviously, look, when you lift weights, not only are you going to get some calorie burn during the actual exercise, but the progress that you achieve lifting the weights is going to give you those increased metabolism numbers that you're seeking. You want to get a faster metabolism.
Yep.
You got to put on more body mass. Obviously, you don't want to put on fat.
No.
You want to put on muscle.
Yep.
But it doesn't matter, actually. If you gain weight, your metabolism gets faster. Do you know that? So, like, even if it's fat, if you're a bigger vessel, your metabolism is faster, actually.
Really?
It's like a lever that goes up and down based on your body weight.
Yeah.
So obviously, though, if we want to increase our metabolism, we want to do so by increasing muscle mass. We don't want to do so by increasing body fat. That, defeats the purpose.
Yep.
But that is how it works.
And there's some freaks in nature who are super muscular. Not saying they can eat anything they want, but they can get away with a lot more because of the way their body is. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Their metabolism is just through the roof.
Yeah, because the more muscle you have, the faster your metabolism is.
Mm-hmm.
Hands down. And so the most important thing, I think, is to just think about it this way. Don't base your calorie deficit off of the amount of calories you think you're burning. Just don't base it off that at all. Like, just exercise because you know you need to, because you know you want to build muscle. The amount you burn during that exercise really is irrelevant. Because it's based on your nutrition, and your calorie intake should be based on your nutrition.
Yes.
Your calorie deficit, base it on your nutrition. Don't try to create the deficit with exercise. That'll just be the icing on the cake.
Yeah, exactly. I think a lot of people try to do that, what you just said.
They try to create the deficit with exercise.
Yes.
Now, it does help, but you shouldn't base it off of that for many reasons. For one, you're highly overestimating how many calories you're actually burning during exercise. I promise you that. And it's going to fluctuate. Like, I could go do 45 minutes of a weightlifting session today and burn 110 calories in that 45 minutes. Or I could burn 250. It depends on what muscle groups I'm working.
Yeah.
How much break between sets.
The compound
am I using like my large muscles?
Yes.
Those days are going to burn more calories.
Yep.
Or am I doing more compound movements? So there's so much fluctuation there. You can't rely on that number. That's going to be very difficult to make adjustments to. So just kind of think about the calories you burn during exercise as your bonus calories that are helping your deficit.
Yeah.
That's the best way to look at it. Don't count on those. And if you have that feature turned on in your MyFitnessPal that adds in the calories you burn to your total calorie intake that you can eat for the day, turn that off. That is messing people up so bad. Do you know what I'm talking about? So like, I can set my goal in MyFitnessPal to say, I want to eat 1,500 calories a day.
Okay.
But then if MyFitnessPal detects that I've done a workout and burned 300 calories, it'll now up my goal to 1,800 calories a day.
Shouldn't do that.
That's literally, I feel sad for people that don't realize that, because it's literally stalling their progress.
Yeah.
You are eating back the calories you burn. Why?
The purpose is deficit.
So dumb, that little feature.
Not even out. Deficit, yeah. That is a pretty dumb thing. They should take that off.
And I mean, honestly, you don't even need to track how many calories you burn during exercise. It's just not, it's not relevant. I don't pay any attention, nor do I care, like in my Orange Theory workouts or whatever. The goal of your workouts really should be for the long-term benefits.
Yeah.
To build strength.
And not be in a hurry. This thing's a marathon, you guys. It's not, don't be in a rush. Sometimes people want to rush to get somewhere, to get to nowhere. Like, this is forever. Once you start working out, it's forever. It's part of your life. Like,
also, if you factor in the calories from exercise, there's too many variables. The most important thing is to be consistent with your calorie intake, and then based on your results, you just adjust one thing, your calorie intake, up or down. You're not trying to make all these shifts, and then it's hard to know what to change. Just work on.
People complicate things too much. Like you said it a while back. Like, if a diet is very complex or too complicated or too much, why? Chances of succeeding, forget about it.
Oh my gosh,
slim to none.
I hear it all the time, and
Slim
I'm thinking like, there's these diets out there. Be like, oh, today is the day that I can eat 30% more carbs, and today's the day that I have to drop my fats, and now I can eat. No, that's all
too
bullshit.
That's
It's
too much.
not necessary.
You're not going to stay on track with that. Trust me.
It's
No one's
never
stay
going
on
to work
track.
long term.
No.
Find someone who's been doing that for 5 years consistently.
Yes.
Bring those people to me. All these newbie gains, all these people who are getting like newbie results, and they're claiming this is the best diet they ever did. Come to me in 5 years.
Let me tell you something, you guys. The journey to losing weight, it's a tough one. It's a battle. It is hard. I respect it. But once you get to the goal of where you want to be, like you're there, super fit, super lean, super toned, that's the hard part. Now here comes the harder part. It's keeping it. Holding on to it.
It's the hardest part.
That's the hardest part. Because you're already motivated to get there and you're already there.
Yeah,
okay, so now what?
You lose the excitement of the journey.
Yes.
The journey's kind of exciting.
It is, because it's a challenge. You see your body changing.
Yeah. And so, like, maintenance is tough. And, you got to remember this. And I think so many people don't understand that when your body becomes smaller, your metabolism does slow down. That is not metabolic damage. That is just how we're built. If you have a smaller machine, your body burns less fuel.
Yes.
Meaning you can consume less fuel.
Yes. 4-cylinder engine, less fuel. V8, more fuel.
Mm-hmm. So a lot of times people will think like, oh, I can go back to what I was eating before now that I'm in maintenance. Actually, no, you have to figure out what your new maintenance is.
Yep.
Because chances are if you've lost a good amount of weight, it's shifted. And don't blame your coach that your metabolism is damaged. It's not damage. It's just you're smaller. That's it.
That's it.
And when you get bigger, your metabolism increases with it. So obviously the goal is to get a fast metabolism as fast as possible with the body that you desire. That means you have to get as big as possible, but not through the means of putting on body fat. You want to put on muscle. And remember, muscle is compact. It doesn't take up a lot of space. It takes up a lot less space than fat.
Yes. More dense.
It's way more dense.
Like if you put on a pound of fat on this table and a pound of muscle, you'd be surprised the size difference.
The fat's going to take up a lot more surface area.
Yes.
So just because you are the same weight, you're not bigger because muscle takes up less space than fat.
Mm-hmm.
Why are people so obsessed about the scale, though?
I don't know.
They really are. Like, it's so funny. Like, if you literally told someone, okay, scientifically, I'm going to put you through a scanner, and you are 120 pounds. You have 20% body fat. And then I'm going to put you on a program for 6 months, and I'm going to put you back through the scanner, and you're 125 pounds, but you have 15% body fat. Your body's going to look much better because what that means is you've lost body fat and put on muscle. But that person, 9 times out of 10, is going to be upset because the scale now says they're 125 and not 120.
And they look way better.
Yeah. Because they get so attached, emotionally attached to that number on the scale. It's just a data point. And if you have multiple data points that prove to you that you've made positive changes, you should be happy with that. And if you're not, you got to work on the mental state that goes along with that, because it's kind of asinine that you'd be upset that you get that just because the scale says 125, but you look better, you feel better, you have more muscle, less body fat because all these other data points prove that. But you're still fixated on the fact that you gained 5 pounds on the scale.
That's crazy. Listen, you guys, if I'm going to safely say, I'm guessing 99% of you listen to this are not professional fighters. So there's no we or a professional competitor. So there's no reason for you to obsess over a number. I have to make this number. For what? For what? For what? For who? For you? For your satisfaction? Or would you rather look better? You got to ask yourself that. What's your goal? You know what I mean? Like people, you're right. They get hung up on numbers.
Hung up.
You don't have to weigh in. Who are you weighing in for? For who? For you or for who? Or to prove it to somebody? Or I'm just.
Yeah, like even a lot of people have been asking me about creatine because I did some posts about creatine, and their concern was, but don't you gain weight on creatine? The answer is, you don't gain fat. That's what I always just say. You don't gain fat. That was my answer.
Yes.
You don't gain fat. That's all that matters to me. Who cares if the scale goes up if you know it's not fat? Why do you care so much? I'm just trying to, I get it because I've been there, but there's so much more data now. I've been there, but I didn't have the data that I have now. Now I have data. I know there's knowledge. There's people to listen to. I understand it.
Yep.
If I still have that fixation with the scale, that's a me problem and a mental thing that needs to be maybe worked through in therapy or something.
Yeah.
Because we shouldn't be attached to that number on the scale when we know why it's there. So people will not take creatine because they do not like to see the number go up on the scale, even though they know it's only more water being held in your muscles.
That's all it is. It's not making you fat, you guys.
And that's why people fear carbohydrates, because the perception is that carbs make me gain weight. Again, we have to define the word gain weight means. Gain weight means what? The number
Muscle
goes
or
up on the scale?
Which one? Muscle you want to gain. That's good weight. Fat you don't want to gain.
But you can also gain weight from the poop that you have in your body. You can gain weight from the water you just drank,
Mm-hmm.
And people blame carbs a lot because carbohydrates, I want you to think about the word carbohydrate. Carbohydrate.
Break it down.
Whenever you eat a gram of a carbohydrate, it stores water with it. Hence the word hydration, literally in the word.
Yes.
Hydration. It means it pulls water with it. And that's why when you eat carbs, you see a lot more fluctuations on the scale. So if I ate 200 carbs today and I normally eat 100 carbs a day, tomorrow the scale's going to go up a little bit.
Yep.
Because I'm storing more water today because I ate more carbs. That's why I don't really care. I don't care what that number is. I don't care what it is because I do fluctuate. I don't keep my carbs static because it's not necessary to me. I don't really care. As long as I'm not gaining body fat, that's all I care about.
Yeah.
So
that's true.
If we start kind of we have to learn. We can't just say, oh, I'm just like that. I just obsess on the scale. No, let's fix it.
You can fix it.
Let's fix let's fix that obsession with the scale.
You got to ask yourself this. If you can fix a drug addict and help them recover, which happens, if you can fix an alcoholic, are you addicted to this number on the scale? Can you not fix that? Is there something in your mind that you're infatuated with? Oh, it got to be this number. You can fix it. It's a mental thing for whatever reason. And it's a dumb mental thing because nowadays women are heavier, not so petite and not so skinny. They're more muscular and look better. You know what I'm saying? Way better.
And there's so many things that affect it. There's so many reasons why right now I don't weigh myself at all because I'm it's not. I just need to wait until I get in to do my body scan because I do so many things right now that'll affect the scale. I'm taking creatine, number one. I'm taking a supplement for my hair that causes water retention. So there's so many different things that I'm doing right now that will affect the scale. There's it's not going to give me a real accurate picture of what's going on. I kind of just go with how my body looks, how clothes is fitting. I feel leaner. I feel more muscular. I definitely feel stronger.
Yeah, that's important. I feel stronger too.
Clothes does not lie. Let me tell you, if you've got those jeans with no stretch and suddenly they button up just fine and you have room, okay, cool. I'm losing body fat. So if I step on the scale and it's 5 pounds up, why do I care?
So you don't think they got luck and the jeans grew a little bit or something, or the pants?
Yeah, maybe the little elves went into my closet and did some seamstress stuff to trick me.
Trick you.
Because I stepped on the scale.
It also shows in shoulders and arms when you're leaning out.
Huh?
Shoulders and arms.
Yeah, for
Someone's
me.
leaning out. Mm-hmm.
I always see it in my arms.
It starts from my face, my chest gets smaller, my arms lean out, my shoulders.
Yeah.
It works top to bottom. It's weird. I lose weight.
But even the nurse came over and needed to weigh my dad. So she wanted to get on the scale. She wanted me to get on the scale to gauge if it was working right. And then she got on the scale. And so I stepped on the scale, got all my clothes on or whatever. But years ago, I would not have done that. I would have been freaked out at the thought of stepping on the scale in the middle of the day after I just ate with a sweatshirt on, my Hokas,
Yeah, I wonder why that number scares people so much. It's like they're stepping into a fire or something. It's just a base.
Yeah, and I think there's just so many more things that our body is measuring that change constantly.
Yeah.
Did I go to the bathroom yet today? How much
Yes.
water did I drink?
I've done that experiment. It works. Before and after restroom.
Yeah, it
Number
goes
2.
down.
Yes. Especially if you've been backed up.
It's crazy because I just really don't weigh myself very often at all.
Mm-hmm.
And it's hard for me as a coach. I not require, because if I have a client that's like struggling, it's like, I hate the scale, then we'll do other things. But I ask for a weight as a data point, because it is a data point and it is something that we can use, as a data point. But you can, if you're someone who likes to weigh in and you don't freak out by the number, the best thing you can do is weigh in every morning, same time, and weigh every morning. So naked in the morning, every day, jot that number down, and then take your weekly average and track the weekly average. And then over the course of 2 to 3 months, if you're on a weight loss journey, you should see that weekly average start to trend downward. But it depends. But it also depends on where you're at in your goals. Because if you're actively trying to put on muscle, you don't have a lot of weight to lose, or a lot of body fat to lose, you're not going to have a lot of fluctuations in weight. Like me right now, I'm in a slight calorie deficit, actively trying to put on muscle. I'm not going to see a lot of variations in the scale, because if I do lose a little bit of body fat, I might put on a little bit of muscle, and I might hold on a little bit of extra water because of my supplements. They're going to negate each other.
Yeah.
So if I focus just on that, week after week, I'd think, oh my gosh, nothing's changing. I'm frustrated. I'm just going to quit. But then look at a picture I took a couple of months ago, and I'm like, holy crap, it looks way different. I couldn't even pull those jeans past my hips a couple months ago. So
yeah.
I'm not seeing the major movement because why? I'm not a very big person. The fluctuations are minor.
True.
So you've got to just know you're doing the right thing, put your head down, and just keep going until the changes are undeniable.
Yep. And you'll be glad you did. Trust me. You'll be like, damn, I'm glad I stuck it out.
Yeah, and if you're working with a coach, just trust your coach and don't fixate on the scale and don't make adjustments. I feel like people will panic and they make their own adjustments. Like, oh my God, look at the scale. I'm not going to eat any carbs today.
Right.
And then they'll step on the scale the next day and it's down because they didn't eat any carbs. So, oh, thank God. What did you just do? Nothing.
Nothing.
You did nothing for yourself other than F yourself mentally.
Yeah, because then the next time you eat carbs, you might eat twice as much.
Back. Yeah, and then you're going to be feeling deprived, craving the carbs. You're going to feel like crap because you didn't have the carbs. You're going to have, feel flu-like symptoms. You're going to feel like you're dragging. You're not going to have energy. You're going to burn less calories today.
Mm-hmm.
Because
the movement's going to be less.
Your glycogen.
So it kind of exactly. You said it messes you up.
Don't do that. Don't self-adjust. You have to trust the process.
Yes, you do.
And if you don't trust the process and you don't trust in someone, at least whatever you're doing, whatever you have chosen to pursue, if you don't trust that process and see it through for a minimum of 6 months, you're never going to get anywhere.
Look what happened to you. You used to be like this typical skinny fat person, right? You diet down, you get skinny, but you still have a little bit of, you know. And what happens when you got with a trainer that knew what he was doing, like a coach?
Yeah, and I trusted
training
him
for
fully.
aesthetics. Your body changed like you never imagined. Like, wow,
And I will say, I trusted.
Yeah.
And I just did what he told me to do.
Yep.
And it worked. And I just did what he told me to do, whether I liked it or not, whether I felt I was doing the right thing or not. Sometimes I felt like I was eating too much. I was like, ugh, this is a lot. I remember for breakfast, I had to do 6 egg whites, 1 whole egg. It was I'm like, oh, this is a lot,
Yeah.
But I just did what he told me. And then he would tell me if I needed to make changes based on how my body was looking. He didn't even, and I'll always remember this. I never weighed in for him. He didn't care about my weight.
Same with me when he had me on his diet.
Because we were in person.
He just in person.
Yeah.
Because
it's in person is different. Like my clients, I don't have to have them weigh in, but I do need good photos.
Yeah.
I don't need a weight either. And now I get it.
Yes.
So I'd be like, gosh, you don't even care about my weight? And he's like, no, I can tell right when you walk in. Yep, she stayed on our program. He would know. And I would think that was amazing, right? And I get it now.
Did you think he was BSing at all at some point in time?
No, I just kind of believed him. I just trusted him because, he had a good reputation, and
Yes,
we're
he
paying
did.
him a lot of money. And if you're going to select a coach and you're going
Yeah,
to
he
pay
wasn't
them,
cheap.
it's because you've done your due diligence and you trust them.
Yes.
But if you want to get the value out of them, you truly have to just do what they say and
That's it.
trust them.
Yes.
And I'm so glad that I did, because that's where I am today. But I remember he would tell me sometimes, and I would have to do my check-ins in a bikini, so he could really see, like, yeah,
There's no hiding nothing.
he trusted me that I was doing the work, and he would base his next macros or whatever on what my body was doing. He said, but a lot of people come in and they're not honest. Like my clients, I'll do an in-person check-in and I'll be like, are you sure you followed the program? And they'd be like, well, I might have had like 20 almonds instead of 15 almonds. And he's like, yeah, right.
Hey, you know what? You know what they
You're
do?
a goddamn liar.
Yeah, you know what's funny is they kind of tell them the truth, but not the whole truth.
Yeah, but
they're holding back.
And it's hard. And I know now as a coach, listen, I don't care if you messed up.
No.
I mean, it's okay. You are human.
Yes.
But tell me the truth.
Yes.
Because then I can make my adjustments accordingly.
Yes.
Because if you messed up, like I have some clients who they're like, look, I struggled a little bit. This has had some high days. I shouldn't have had it. And I'm like, no problem. Let's just figure out how to be more consistent next time, instead of me trying to reinvent the wheel, because they're telling me I'm doing everything you tell me.
And then you're trying to readjust their macros.
Like, gosh, this is so crazy.
Yeah,
How is this not working? You guys,
it works,
listen,
man. It works.
I know what works, so
Yes.
I know when you're not being honest.
You have the formula.
Okay? I do know when you're not being honest.
Yes.
I know when the little fibs are coming in, okay?
Been doing this for a minute.
Been doing this for a really long time.
Yes.
And now I know what Matt used to say.
Yes.
And it's funny because sometimes he would have his, one of these days I was actually thinking I'd love to do an interview with him and Wendy.
You should.
To bring them on.
You should, yeah. That'd be
because
nice.
they were like at a really cool transitional time where they were big time in-person trainers.
Mm-hmm.
And then that brought along a lot of challenges when they went into the online space.
Of course.
And so I think they'd have a lot of interesting insight to share. But I remember when Matt used to be like, wow, it's so nice because you're honest and I know you're honest and it just makes my job so much easier. And I would say, like, I don't understand why people would lie. Like, why would they lie to you?
All the time. I was
he's
a trainer. They just lie.
They
really
do. And I'm like, but they're paying you good money. What's the point of paying you and then just to go away and not do it? And he'd be like, I don't know. But he's like, some people will walk in the door and it'd be like, he was a bikini competitor coach, not a creepo, but he had to do your check-ins in a bikini.
Yes.
But sometimes they'd be like, oh, I forgot my swimsuit. And he would know right away. If they said they forgot their swimsuit, they were not on their diet.
Mm-hmm.
They just didn't want to put it on. They didn't want to do a check-in.
Mm-hmm.
And he was saying, it's amazing what a pair of Lululemons will hide because it kind of holds you in and there's a lot that it hides. So you can't do an accurate check-in in a pair of Lululemons.
Damn.
But he would tell me this stuff. And I just remember I laughed so hard when he would say, sometimes clients would be like, I think I ate like 5 extra almonds. You know which client I'm talking about?
Wow.
The one that used to do it?
Who?
You think of that one girl that's a little insecure. Do I look okay? Remember her?
Oh,
she would do that to him all the time. He'd be like, listen, you didn't follow your diet this week.
Yeah.
Come clean.
Yeah, stop BSing. Stop trying to sugarcoat like I kind of messed up, but not really. Yeah, right.
Just tell the truth because then they can make an educated adjustment.
Yes.
Because if I have a client that, is like, I swear I'm only eating 1,200 calories. I'm doing all of this. I don't know why the weight's not coming off. Listen, if it's not coming off, you're not really eating that. I'm sorry.
Yeah, you're lying. You're fibbing. Stop it.
You need to take a real good look in the mirror and let's get to the bottom of it. You're not measuring something. You're picking. You're snacking.
Yes.
You're over-serving. You're not counting the
And this is where they get
certain
overconfident
things.
or not overconfident, but a little bit like loose. You're picking at things. That adds up. Might not a little here, a little there, but adds up over time. Adds up over the week.
Yeah.
If you filmed every time yourself picking at things and you add it up to the end of the week, you're probably like, damn, probably adds up to an extra 1,000 calories. You don't even know it.
Yeah. I mean,
Quick.
some people just hate to.
And they're only lying to themselves. They're really not lying to you. Whose program is it? Who's it for, really? Them.
Right.
Which is dumb. You're paying for this. Use it. You have a coach. Your coach is your tool. Utilize your tool. That's going to get you there. Stop lying to yourself. You're not lying to your coach. I mean, you are, but you're lying to yourself. That's the honest truth.
And some people just, they hate, for whatever reason, they hate the process of tracking so much that they try to do everything else other than track to get to an end game. And they end up just spinning their wheels a lot. Whereas,
that's the definition
sometimes
of insanity.
you have to do something that you don't want to do
to
get a result that you desire really badly, but you've never really been able to get that result. It's kind of like, when you say like, oh, I want to lose weight, but I don't want to count my calories. It's like saying I want to buy a house, but I don't want to actually save any money.
Yeah. When they say that, they're not real serious. They're not. That tells me right there, you're not real serious. You don't want to track. You have to track. That's just the only way. You talk to all the coaches out there, the successful ones. All of them tell you the same thing. You must track your macros.
Yeah.
You must track your macros.
And you don't even have to make it that complicated. You don't have to track all the macros, but calories, 100,000% every calorie you consume, you got to track it. Okay. Yeah. Because there's a bunch of reasons why because I feel like some people will track, but then there'll be a bunch of things they don't track.
Yeah.
And then they don't realize. And I know we've talked about that before, because it's a pain in the ass to track every little thing. So I kind of like build in a cushion for myself, because I know, like, look, I'm going to eat my gummy vitamins. I'm going to have some powders that have like 15 calories here, 15 calories there. So I automatically just tag on 100 calories for that stuff.
Gotcha.
Look, if you're a chronic gum chewer, like in a whole pack of gum, it's like 100 calories. Okay. So now let's say you're also someone that never tracks your veggies. If you have 4 or 5 servings of veggies a day, maybe 75 calories. So you chewed a pack of gum and you don't track your veggies, 175 calories in. Now you take some vitamins and supplements and things like that add up to like another 100 calories. That's 275 calories. Mm-hmm. If your deficit's 500 calories a day, well, now it's only 225.
Yes.
Not very much. Add in an over serving of nut butter. Instead of it being 30 grams, 40 grams, you just dipped into there's another 25 calories off your deficit.
You got to look at it like this. Life is, you can't avoid numbers. Life is all mathematics. How fast you drive the speedometer. What time you wake up is a number. Everything you do, how much is your bank account? Same thing. How much is your caloric bank account?
Yeah.
That's all. How much do I have today? All right. So subtracting all your meals. Just track each one you eat and start subtracting. Then you'll know. Don't make it hard on yourself. Make it easier.
Avoid numbers in life. I love that, because it's so true.
You can't avoid numbers. That's what people are trying to do. They do every other numbers because you can't avoid time. You need to know what time it is. You need to someone know what's in your bank account to pay the bills, right? You need to know what bills.
You need to know what size you are so that you can order yourself a pair of jeans online. That's a number.
So why are you trying to avoid the most important number that you need for your body, you guys? I know it sucks, and sometimes it's boring. It's like, I don't want to do it. I'm rebellious too. I didn't want to do it either. fuck tracking. But the only way to succeed is I have to do it. I can't. You can't eyeball it. It's too hard to guess.
Well, because then you're not going to...
Even measuring cups, it tells you half a cup. Depends on, okay, that's half a cup, but it's not really, they go by the weight, right? So
weight is the most accurate.
That's why. That's what I'm
saying.
saying.
Weight is the most accurate, for
half
sure.
Half a cup of rice versus like half a cup of beans, you might think it's going to be the same in calories, but not true.
Yeah.
I'm just making an example of that.
Right.
Just saying, like, you can't
be
blindfold. Yeah, because people try to blindfoldly cheat the game and blindfoldly
and I feel like
succeed at diets, and they lose every time.
Can I be honest with you guys? I feel like there's people out there that they kind of don't like tracking.
They hate it.
They lose the same 10 pounds every time, because maybe they can lose the first 10 making some changes, stopping their frappuccinos and just buttoning things up a little bit, stopping dessert. Anyone can lose 10 pounds. 10 pounds is not that hard to lose.
No.
But when you start talking about going to a place you've never been or losing more than 10 pounds, that's where it takes some skill and some tediousness. Anyone can like button things up and lose the first 10.
Yeah.
That's what I find.
Yeah.
In my experience.
It's not that hard. You just got to look at what you're eating daily and what you could do without. That's how you start.
But you have to ask yourself, when was the last time you've been able to lose a significant amount of weight, more than 10? Or do you feel like you keep losing the same damn 10 pounds because you gain it back and you lose it because
And then they
you're
celebrate when they lose it. Oh, I lost 10 pounds. Yay. Oh, I gained it back.
And then
Oh,
they
I lost it again. Yay. Like, you ain't doing nothing,
it's
honestly.
just a circle.
You're just going, you're going like this. You're chasing yourself.
But
That's
I do
insanity.
if you think about it, think back in your history, like when you were able to lose more than that, what did you do differently? You were more strict. You were more on point. You were more dedicated. If you have ever experienced that. But you have to stop trying to avoid the things you don't like to do, because it's usually the things that we don't like to do that are the things we need to do.
I always say that.
Right?
I'm my new kid. Like, things that are hard, I must do.
Yeah.
Can't be easy.
Yeah.
Some days my stomach's going to be, rawr, feed me. Well, it is what it is. I got to have to fight it back. Like, I'm not feeding you right now. You know? You got to say no.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that workout, it's going to be hard. Oh, well, got to do it. Got to bust it out.
Got to do it anyway, because you
good
got
for
to
me.
do the
It's
things
good for me,
that
and I'll
you-
be happy afterwards.
Yeah. So you just got to stop trying to do everything else
Yes.
and avoid the thing that actually works.
Yes. Stop trying to cheat the game, you guys. It ain't going to work. It's been tried over and over 1,000,000 times, and it's failed 1,000,000 times. So stop. Just don't even. You might as well not even try to die. Just enjoy your life and eat and whatever and be happy, fat,
Yeah,
miserable,
stop
whatever it
trying
is.
to-
The case.
Yeah, because you're avoiding what needs to be done.
But don't try to like come in and you think you're gonna figure it out on your own and cheat the game and cut corners and I'm not this or that. There's another way you could do it. If you're rich and you got money, you hire a nutritionist and then get with a meal prep company and have them make all your meals. And it's
And
all
just
balanced
eat
out.
what they make
And
you.
just
They're
eat what they
already
make you.
macro tracked.
Yes, that's it.
Yeah.
If you can afford to do that, then do that. Then you don't have to track nothing. They'll do it all for you.
Yeah.
But you got to pay for that. Ain't gonna be
Yeah.
cheap.
But then there's but what if my son has baseball and I gotta
Oh.
go to McDonald's? How do I do that? That you can't. You still gotta know how
How
to
do
make
you
the
got to do that? You go to
adjustments.
the goddamn drive-thru, get your some McDonald's, and keep it moving. What do you mean? How do I do that? You know, how do I do that?
But you still have to know, is what I'm saying. You know?
But they think like I'm supposed to eat too. No, you're not. That's for your son. If your son wants McDonald's, let your son get McDonald's. If he or she's earned it.
Yeah.
If that kid's not obese, you should not be giving your kids McDonald's if they're obese. You should go to jail if you do that. So you'll be illegal.
There's your pet peeve
Yes,
moment.
don't be doing that. Don't be giving
Yeah.
obese kids McDonald's.
Did you know that they approved?
They're gonna start charging parents.
They approved
in some
like
states.
Ozempic and those types of weight loss medications for children 12 and up
Good.
to help them.
I've seen
get
too
in
many
front of
obese
their-
little kids. I show you. I point them out to you. Like, look at that. I want to tell the parents, like, what are you doing? You're setting this kid up for failure.
Yeah, because you know what I think.
are
I
you
know
doing?
that it's hard with parents where their
Point
kids,
at your finger at you parents.
where their kids are obviously in school and parties and things like that. But what I look at is like when someone has an overweight dog. Listen, the dog can't feed themselves.
Hello.
So if that dog is overweight, you are making your dog overweight.
Yes.
Because they eat what you give them.
Yes.
Usually you'll see someone, they'll have overweight pets, they're all overweight, and their kids are overweight, their pets are overweight. It's a lifestyle
Yes.
thing.
Yes.
And I'm not trying to offend anybody. Listen, this is not a sponsored show, so I don't have to like make sponsors happy or whatever. We
Exactly.
get to do.
We're just
say
keeping it
whatever
real.
we want. This is
Yep.
just, I mean, I'm not trying to offend anybody, but it's facts. It's like you can see when the lifestyle and the habits of the family are not conducive to healthy habits, even in the pets.
Yes.
You
Same
see
thing.
it.
See, they gain weight too. You overfeed them. Look what
Yes.
happens to them.
But
These
guess
are animals.
what? Because they're not going to get overweight if we don't overfeed them.
Yes.
If we don't know how to say no, not give them 20 million treats just because they want them and they're
Yes.
begging for them.
Or table
not
food.
give in when they beg for our food when we're
Never.
eating it.
Nope.
My dogs are all healthy weight, and that's important to me because I want them to live a long life too.
Yes.
Sure, I want them to be happy. And would they be happy if I gave them treats and stuff all day long and give them unlimited food? They'd be so happy, but they wouldn't live very long.
Yeah. And you'll be going to more vet visits and need more
Right.
medications.
So you have to.
So see, humans, where we're going with that, you know, you set these kids, you set them up for failure for life. You start them off obese, they become teenagers, they get bigger, they become adults, they need to go to the doctor, they need medications.
It makes life hard too.
Way
it makes
harder.
life hard. It makes life hard in school.
Yes.
It makes life
Yes.
hard with getting teased.
Yes.
It makes
psychological,
life hard.
emotionally, yes.
So
it does.
you want to prevent that for your kids if you can.
Yes,
In a healthy
facts.
way. And what I'd suggest is getting help. Like, I don't know. I'm not a professional. seek help from a professional. Like, how do I help my child in a healthy way that's not going to push them towards eating disorders or things like that? How can I help them like make this change in their life? Because you have to be careful. You can't harp on them about what they eat and all of that either. There is a way there. You've got to seek professional help. I wouldn't just, take it upon yourself to think that you know what's best if you're not a professional to help your child get on the right track, because it's a very slippery slope. And the last thing I would want is parents pushing their kids into like eating disorders.
It's a little different, children versus
very, very difficult,
adults.
But it's so important. Just like
it is,
just like your own health, your children's health. But number one thing I would do, and I'm not a professional, but one thing I would do for sure before I even needed to seek professional help was lead by example.
There you go.
That if you can lead by example and then go from there and seek help if you already have a problem that you need to deal with. Don't rely on friends and coworkers and coaches and things like that. Professional help, because a lot of times there's psychological things that need to be taken care of, and there's it's delicate.
Yeah,
it's very delicate.
It is.
Anyways, guys, thank you so much for tuning in, and we will see you on the next one.
See ya.